A day to the Lord is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as a day. This scripture isn't just speaking about how God is outside of time. This scripture is actually a prophetic code that will help you and I unravel one of the Bible's top secrets. And what is that secret? How long God has given the earth to exist before the second coming of Christ. So what's the code? One day is equivalent to 1,000 years. Now, before we get into applying the code, let me take you to Isaiah 46, 9 and 10. Now, this scripture is telling us that God has declared the end from the beginning. Or in other words, if you want to know how the world will end, you have to first look at how it began. Now, this will take us to the book of Genesis, which means beginning. Now, the book of Genesis tells us that God created the earth in 6 days, the heavens and the earth. But on the 7th day, he rested. So now will be the right time to enter in the prophetic code. One day is equivalent to 1,000 years. Now, what we're not saying is that it took God 6,000 years to create the heavens and the earth. But what we are saying is that for each day that God took to create the heavens and the earth, he also gave the earth and the heavens 1,000 years to exist. That would give the earth 6,000 years to exist. And that final 1,000 years, the 7th day, which is the day of rest, is the millennial reign of Jesus Christ on this earth. Now, we're not stopping there. How does this apply to the times of the end? So listen up. From Adam to Jesus is 4,000 years, or 4 days. So on the 4th day, Jesus came to earth, he preached, he did his ministry, he died, he resurrected, and he went back to the Father, all in the 4th day. So how many days or millenniums does the Bible say that Jesus will return to? Jesus will return in 2 days or 2 millenniums after his departure. Now let's add another layer to this. Jesus died and was in the grave how many days? 2 days. And then what happened? He rose on the 3rd. It's a prophetic parallel. Now let's determine the year by which the 2 days or the 2 millenniums will expire. All right, so it's argued that Jesus died somewhere between this time here. So if we add 1,000 years from this date, one day, you get to 1030 or to 1033 AD. Now day 2, add 1,000 years from this date, and you get 2030 AD. So Jesus was in the grave 2 days, and he rose on the 3rd. We're coming to the end of those 2 days around 2030 to 2033. That's very close. So what is the last day? He's going to return early in the morning in the 3rd day, and he's going to reign for 1,000 years on this earth. Time is short.